Journal Record Associate Publisher Ted Struley joins us to discuss other stories making news in business this week. Ted, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Robert.
Now, there's been a lot of talk about the plan by Step Up Oklahoma to raise revenue for state government, but there are some questions being raised as well, aren't there?
Well, sure, of course there are. One of the ones that we got into this week was both some economists and some analysts that looked at this plan are questioning how the changes to the income tax would work out in the long run. They were about evenly split. Half of them said, yeah, this will work just fine. The other half said, we don't think this is going to work. You can't put these caps on and expect that to raise more revenue.
Oklahoma County officials are preparing for another visit from the Department of Justice. What's the story?
Yeah, this is really expected. There was a memorandum of understanding from the federal government 8 or 10 years ago when they looked at some problems at the county jail. Most of those problems have been addressed. There's a handful that they simply can't fix. There's no way to do it. So the federal government comes in to kind of do an update inspection every so often. This is one of those. You just never know what to expect when they come in.
Now, meat processing companies demanding $100,000 from the city of Oklahoma City. What's the issue there?
Well, this is Cusack Meats. They're right down by the new Scissortail Park that's under development. The city was negotiating with them for some property for a while and then changed their minds and decided to get some of OG&E's property on the other side of the park. Cusack Meats says they were damaged by the city walking away from the negotiating table. They're looking for compensation.
Now, speaking of OG&E, their request for a rate hike has been tempered by the new tax law. How much are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about a lot. Everyone was expecting that they would come to the table and ask for between $70 and $80 million altogether in rate hikes. They came and only asked for $2 million, attributing the difference to the new, much lower corporate tax rate.
There are signs that oil tycoon Pickens is ready to slow down. Tell us about that.
Right. Mr. Pickens has said he's going to close his energy hedge fund, BP Capital, that he's been running since the mid-90s after selling his oil company. He suffered several strokes last year. He's just ready to kick back a little.
Ted Struley from the Journal Record, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.